Can you think of something that you had to work hard at obtaining? Perhaps it was a job, a position, a promotion, a house, or perhaps it was a relationship. Once you'd obtained it, did the hard work end? Of course not. If it was a job, you probably had to work harder in order to be successful. Or in the case of a house, well, we all know that once you work hard to purchase a house, you have to work even harder in order to keep the house in good shape. You know, it's no different when it comes to a relationship, especially the marriage relationship. The work doesn't stop with the wedding. It only begins. Every stage of life and situation you face together requires that you work hard to keep your relationship strong and vibrant. Here are some quotes that describes this hard work. One person stated, "A relationship is like a job. You have to work hard to get in it, and you have to work even hard to stay in it." Someone else said, "When two people are willing to work together, they can get through any storm." Another person states, "Long-term relationships, the ones that matter, are all about weathering the peaks and the valleys." Finally, someone stated, "A relationship is like a house. When a light bulb burns out, you don't go and buy a new house. You fix the light bulb." Well, last week we focused on an engaged couple's relationship. Solomon and Shulamite were drawing close to their wedding day, and we learned three important lessons about maintaining healthy relationships. First, we should protect our relationships. Second, mutual commitment is needed in order to sustain healthy relationships. And third, we should practice restraint. In this session, we'll see how our relationships require a continual investment in order to remain healthy. We'll be looking at Song of Songs, or Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verses 6 through 16. Solomon and Shulamite are now married, but it seems that Shulamite has lost her love again, as she did in the dream sequence of chapter 3 that we covered in the last session. Upon his return late in the night, Solomon sought to enter his wife's bedroom. Shulamite at first protested that she had already gone to bed. However, his welcome voice stirred her feelings, and she finally arose to let him in. Yet when she opened the door, her beloved was gone. He had disappeared. She looked all around. She called out his name. She couldn't find him, and her heart sank. Well, chapter 5, verses 6 through 8 is where we begin, and in these verses it describes what unfolds next because of her husband's absence. Let's look at those passages together. Chapter 5 of Song of Songs, verses 6 through 8. This is what it states. "I opened to my love, but my love had turned and gone away. My heart sank because he had left. I saw him, but did not find him. I called him, but he did not answer. The guards who go about the city found me. They beat and wounded me. They took my cloak from me, the guardians of the walls. Young women of Jerusalem, I charge you, if you find my love, tell him that I am lovesick." It seems that Shulamite's delay had hurt Solomon, and he just walked away. Realizing this, she didn't get angry, give up, or delay in trying to correct the misunderstanding. Instead, Shulamite went immediately and with a sense of urgency into the dark, dangerous city streets in search of her husband. The inherent danger in such an action for any person, but particularly for a lone woman, was real. Sadly, the city guards saw her and possibly thought she was a prostitute. Not recognizing her, they began to mistreat her. Whoever or whatever they thought she was, the way they treated her was entirely wrong. Yet while facing all of these troubles, Shulamite was still determined to reunite with her husband. The scene is a real-life picture of what happens with married couples. Disagreements arise, feelings get wounded, and an unexpected emotional and sometimes physical distance appears. This is when God-given love makes all the difference in a marriage. Both parties sacrifice their pride and work through their differences. They seek to rekindle their romance by learning to express their feelings honestly and lovingly. Successful relationships feature husbands and wives who value their love more than their egos. They risk everything in order to overcome the issues. Following her unsuccessful search for Solomon and brutal mistreatment by the guards, Shulamite enlisted the help of a group of young women. She urges them that if they find her husband, they are to let him know of her love for him. We can learn from Shulamite that there are times when we can't restore a lost relationship on our own. While we should do everything in our power to renew the love that is lost, there are times when we must ask for help. Here are the lessons we can learn from Shulamite's search for the one she dearly loved. First, when we realize we have hurt the one we love, we should do everything possible to search out and restore that relationship. This is not only true in marriage, but in our relationship with Christ as well. And second, we should ask for help when it seems we've hit an impasse. There are times when marriages can't be restored without the help of a trusted friend, a church leader, or a counselor. This is equally true in our relationship with Christ. We can't give up when relationships become strained. We must do everything possible to restore what was lost. Shulamite's request for help from the ladies in Jerusalem evoked a question from these young women of Jerusalem. The young women asked Shulamite in verse 9 this question: "What makes the one you love better than another, most beautiful of women? What makes him better than another, that you would give us this charge?" Think about the person that you love the most. It might be a spouse, a fiance, a parent, a brother, or a close friend. What makes the love you have for that person better than the love you might have for another? Think about your relationship with Christ. What makes the love you have for Him better than the love you have for others? While we might not respond as Shulamite does in verses 10 through 16, we should be ready to tell others why the one we love is so special to us. Additionally, we should be ready to tell others why our love for Christ is so special. Both of these relationships deserve our best, most sincere, and heartfelt explanation. Let's see how Shulamite responds in verses 10 through 16. Now, I want you to notice the details she gives as she remembers her love. In verses 10 through 16, "My love is fit and strong, notable among 10,000. His head is purest gold. His hair is wavy and black as a raven. His eyes are like doves beside flowing streams washed in milk and set like jewels. His cheeks are like beds of spice, mounds of perfume. His lips are lilies dripping with flowing myrrh. His arms are rods of gold set with beryl. His body is an ivory panel covered with lapis lazuli. His legs are alabaster pillars set on pedestals of pure gold. His presence is like Lebanon, as majestic as the cedars. His mouth is sweetness. He is absolutely desirable. This is my love, and this is my friend, young women of Jerusalem." Shulamite was able to recall every detail of Solomon's physique. Not only did she recall it, she describes him with powerful, figurative language that probably only she could use because of her love for him. It's like how we might describe that newborn baby that comes into our lives. You don't simply see a newborn baby, but you see the baby that has captured your heart and your love. This is Shulamite. She sees her love as the most beautiful person on earth. Now, one might ask why this is so important and what does it have to do with love? Shouldn't she be looking for Solomon because she loved him, no matter how he looked? One must look beyond her physical description of Solomon to the reason why she describes him in this manner. Perhaps he truly was as handsome as she described, However, if you read closely, you see the deep love that she had for her husband because of the memories they've built together and the relationship that has been established in the past. In verse 16, after describing all of his physical attributes, perhaps the greatest description of their relationship is how she describes her love and her friend. They have made an incredible relationship, and now she has lost him for a season. She remembers this intimate relationship and desires to have her husband back with her. She can't forget this incredible relationship they have had. He was her love and her friend. When we love someone, good memories are the most precious jewels we can possess. We will cherish those memories and retell them to others. When we recall the beautiful moments in life together, it will only solidify the love. These kinds of memories will overshadow or even erase the difficulties one might have in a relationship. Disappointments can become a distant memory compared to those of the love and friendship that comes from a marriage that never gives up searching, seeking, and longing for that better relationship. Last week, Becky and I, my wife, celebrated our 39th wedding anniversary. I shared a picture of our wedding on social media. As I looked at my bride, I was amazed at her beauty, as if I were looking at her for the first time. I couldn't believe how beautiful she was then and how beautiful she is now. That beauty is special to me because it has only grown as our love has grown. Recalling her beauty then only deepened my love for her now. She's not only my love, but she has become my deepest and closest friend. I hope that you can describe your marriage relationship in this way. If not, what do you need to do in order to rebuild your marriage, in order to invest in your marriage so that it can become as healthy as it possibly can? We must acknowledge that there will be seasons of love in which we might struggle. We constantly hear the stories of broken marriages, destructive relationships, and struggling families. It is obviously true that the enemy is trying to steal, kill, pervert, and destroy our God-ordained, God-given, God-created relationships. It is during those times that we must learn from the love relationship of Shulamite and Solomon, and we must learn how to love beyond the circumstances and love in a way that can't be described. This should be equally true with our relationship with Jesus Christ. He is our beautiful Savior. I attended Samford University and had the privilege and honor to be a part of the a cappella choir. The long-standing tradition of that choir was to sing during each concert the amazing hymn, Beautiful Savior. Just as Shulamite lovingly describes her husband, the hymn, Beautiful Savior by Christensen, describes Jesus as our beautiful Savior. It gives us a glimpse into the kind of words that should express the love we should have for Jesus Christ. Here are the words to that hymn. Beautiful Savior, King of creation, Son of God and Son of man, truly I'd love Thee, truly I'd serve Thee, light of my soul, my joy, my crown. Fair are the meadows, fair are the woodlands, robed in flowers of blooming spring. Jesus is fair, Jesus is purer, He makes our sorrowing spirit sing. Beautiful Savior, Lord of the nations, Son of God and Son of man, glory and honor, praise, adoration, now and forevermore be Thine. Now and forevermore be Thine. This is our final session in the Living Wisely in a Foolish World study of Proverbs and the Song of Songs. We have focused on many aspects of wisdom, ending with these two sessions that teach us about the wisdom we gain by nurturing a love relationship with those we love, including Christ. I want you to consider the way you are using wisdom to strengthen your marriage, your family, and your relationship with Christ. After this session, spend some time in prayer offering thanksgiving to God for creating you for relationship with others and with Him. Pray that God will lead you to protect your relationship in both word and action. Thank Him for the gift of love He provided through His Son, Jesus Christ. I pray that God will continue to give you wisdom in order to not only keep your personal relationship strong, but that God will help you wisely navigate the foolishness of this world in a way that honors your relationship with Christ.